All this video really is going to be is talking about the new Ember Rain Reborn update. We all love it. We're all waiting for it. We've all been looking here at the sneak peeks, whatnot, patiently waiting for Ember Rain to come back. So I'm just going to be talking about what we know is coming out, what I personally think will be releasing, what I believe will come out, my own theories on what will come out, since they're not telling us the full everything. But we know is coming out, right? We got all the new sneak peek races. We got Dragonborns, the vampire race, all that. First, that's what I'm going to start with is races as a whole, what I think their abilities are going to be, because all the new races have abilities. Some races are getting changed. Like you said, Revenants are getting a new active. Now, as what their lore is, I personally don't know much about the lore, but I think Revenants are going to come out. They're going to be like coming back to life, maybe. Maybe it's like a thing. The revive ability, revive active. We'll see though. Now with vampires, they did show a little picture. I'll probably put it up on the screen of something changing with them. Their screen goes red and their mouth opens. I believe they'll probably have lifesteal as a passive if that's not their ability. Maybe their ability will make them enraged and they get lifesteal and more attack speed or strength or something. I feel like that makes sense. In the picture, it looks like they get a red trail following their sword, which is pretty neat. I like it. Now with the spider race, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know what it could possibly be. Maybe they'll get like kind of like the trap that they used to have, or they still have, but it'll come out. It'll change. Maybe that's what they'll get. It's a little trap with strings or web or whatever spiders do. I'm hoping they do something a little different with spiders. Maybe they can climb higher or whatever. It'd be cool to see rather than just something with webs or, the regular. Now, Dragonborns, they said there's going to be new resistance. That's what Cold said in the announcement. So there's probably going to be like elemental resistance. You got your lightning, you got your water, fire, slash, whatnot. So I'm hoping Dragonborns are going to come with like a natural flame resistance. That'll be cool. Hopefully they're not like orcs and all that just come with like 15% damage reduction. That'd be kind of annoying to have another base like that. Their breath is decided by their descendants. So there might be like poison damage, fire, water, lightning dragons, different types of Dragonborns. That could be really cool for an active ability. I'd like to see it. I don't know if they're all going to have different types or if it's all going to be a certain type. Or then it's just like different color VFX, but that'd be cool. Looks like the Sanguine Court. I'm not sure if there's going to be NPC courts that everyone can join. You have to be a certain race. That'd be kind of cool as well. I'd like to see it. But right here, I'll probably put this up on screen as well, is the six-eyed race. Michael-esque. I'm not sure. They're like from the Abyss or whatever. I'm not big in the lore. They are from the Abyss. I was looking over it while editing, and I realized I said something really dumb. They are from the Abyss. Correct me if I'm wrong about what the race is whenever the video comes out, right? I don't really care. But I don't know what their active could be. I mean, with Michael's, they got the TP. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to TP around onto people, kind of like Elf TP, but it's an attack. Give it kind of like Rogue Lineage Oni drop. That'd be cool to see. I like that. It could be cool for combos, whatnot. Traveling even. You can have your friend that's a track star run really far and then TP straight to them. I'd like to see it. Dungeons. This is something I want to talk about. As I said, there's going to be the new mythic items, whatnot. I'm really hoping mythic items are going to be something you can grind for. They're an accessory or something. Because that'll give a lot of replayability to the game. I could sit there and grind out dungeons if they're fun enough. I would love that, especially if they're like randomized or just different maps of dungeons. Fighting waves of enemies or whatnot. That'd be really cool to see. I personally would enjoy the game a lot. I know a lot of people would. A lot of people like that. Just mindless grinding gives you a reason to play the game. Like, oh, I'm bored. I might as well just hop on Ember Rain, grind out some dungeons, Now, whether they're going to do that or not, I don't know. There's also new fishing. I don't know what the new fishing could possibly be. I can only think of a few things, like other games, like Stardew Valley's fishing, for example, where you move up and down the dots, or we like spam a button to fish. As long as it's not right now, the arrows is pretty janky. So I'm hopefully with the new update with fishing, there will be overall revamp with Fisher you can use. Maybe there's gonna be potions that are used for food system, like for buffs, not for fucking filling up your food. I personally wouldn't like that. Whether that's gonna be added or not, I have no say. It's just my theory, what I think should come out. New combat. A new combat system is what we've all been waiting for. Every single person here, everyone in general, everyone I've seen, they're always new combat. Combat's bad right now. Like it's always the same thing. So this new combat system, I love that that's coming out with the new update. They'll make PvP more realistic, like more makes more sense to use it, you know. Right now the PvP you can just run. You can't really catch up to someone that's like a track star and they're running. They put on that professional armor. It's over. I mean, you're never catching up to them. Especially with them having a counter. I'm hoping with this there's some way to catch up to these people or they're slow. You can't run. And maybe there'll be like a ranked system or just more motive to kill people in the game for more PvP based things. Now, courts. Courts are going to be a cool spin. I like that it's not houses or guilds and whatnot. The basic stuff. The fact that it's called the court is cool. What Serenity showed us on courts. I like that there's multiple different titles you can have. So you're not just a lord or a whatever. There's Caesar. All these different titles. I don't remember what they all are off the top of my head. But just all the new titles for being one. There's a player list, the actual names. It's just the whole court system. It's looking like it might be pretty well done. I'm excited for that new system. Well, I'm hoping that you can do less damage to teammates if you're in a court. If not, that makes sense, of course. But it'd be nice to see for boss fights, since this game is more PvE based in general, at least currently. Now, 2 new areas. I have no clue. I have no theories on what that could be. Maybe there's the surface. I know there's a gate. Maybe Vike, the new boss, will open the soul to go to the surface. That'd be cool to see. Or maybe they've revamped a few areas. Personally, I'm hoping they added lights, because unless you're someone like me that just raises his gamma, you have to constantly use that light support item or a support ability. I bet it doesn't feel right to use. It's not smooth. It's not nice. When you can only have 4 abilities, having to repeatedly equip that light or whatnot, it just is really inconvenient. So if they add lights to the new areas or just lights to all the areas or some way to have light, would be really nice. Maybe as a mythic item or a legendary or even just something to equip it where you have light around you. Now, what I think the mythic items could possibly be, my own opinion, no clue, right? There could be so many options for mythic items. Maybe it'll be like a really hard path and you need a mythic item to get, since they've been doing the legendary items needed. So maybe it'll be the next step above advanced paths for getting the next one. People that do have it will be a lot more powerful, but they'll have grinded out more. Or maybe it'll be like an armor, like pre-nerfed dwarven, something as good as that. Maybe a race. I know they said they aren't going to do obtainable races, but who knows? They could have changed their minds. There's a lot of things they've changed their minds on with the game already. UI upgrades is another thing everyone's been looking forward to. Nobody liked the UI. People wanted to go back to the old UI. They wanted to stick with the current one. They didn't like the current one though. And it's just overall, no one was happy with the UI. There's a few bugs with the UI. It just wasn't clean on the eyes either. So I'm happy that this change is something that they decided to do. Now, new boss. We all know the new boss. Like, we've seen little sneak peeks of it. Phoenix Born or something. All your powers, right? It'd be really cool. See, he's supposedly not cheesable. I'm hoping he's not a slow walker. He has ranged moves, I believe. It'd be cool to see, like, high new flame pillar type things. do a lot of damage, but they're kind of easy to avoid, you know. I want them to make Vike not too hard of a boss, kind of like a grab, but not as easy. You see, with him, you can just cheese. You sit right inside of him. You can just dash the grab, or once you've learned him, then it's just parry until he gets stunned. It's not. He's not a good feeling boss. I'm hoping Vike is something where it's enjoyable. You struggle to fight him, you know, and then once you finally beat him, you feel happy about being able to beat this boss. That'd be nice to see with Vike. Hopefully his drops are nice. Maybe he's the only person that could drop the mythic item. Maybe it's like a upgrade for Phoenix Spawns, or maybe it's a move type thing, right? It's like a mythic item that gives you a special move, one of his moves. Improved progression. I'm hoping this means nothing to do with like paths and whatnot, but just leveling as a whole. Because I know when I was a new player and I couldn't fight the bosses, I didn't know about the bosses and whatnot. I grinded out regularly fighting bandits and whatnot, and it was extremely slow. The first 5 levels are probably pretty quick. They felt nice and smooth, but then from that to like level 20 doesn't feel good. I mean, that account is a disciple and it's only level 20 something, and it has like 30 hours. Because I didn't know how to play the game. I was new. I never wanted to bother fighting the bosses. I wasn't willing to learn how to fight them. Now in hindsight, they're not very difficult bosses. But as a new player, leveling up didn't feel nice. It didn't feel correct. No. Something about progression was slow. And then once you get the bosses, and once you start doing that, then it's just really easy. You can mindlessly farm like crypt easily to fight that sentinel boss. Every time you get like a level up, it's just too simple, right? Now, big system improvements. I don't know exactly what they mean by that. They say improvements in code. It's easier for them, right? Damage types and resistance types would be cool. So like blunt damage, slash damage, pierce damage, yeah, flame, water, lightning, all stuff like that. Probably more. Probably like true damage type things that go through armor and whatnot. That'd be cool to see. Like magic moves, like maybe light and dark as well. Maybe the Michael race, right, has that TP that I was talking about. Maybe that would be a dark move or an abyss move, since there's the abyss, you know, just different resistances like that. Cool to see. That adds different types of builds. Like some people can be really good at countering, let's say a true Phoenix Spawn. They got a lot of flame resistance, but against like a warlord, they're just dog shit because warlords got all that slash. They got the pierce. They're just straight up sword, no magic really. I'm excited to see all that. Now they just say a whole lot of other things so that they didn't tell us everything, right? So we know, what do we know? Ghosts getting some kind of rework, supposedly. Technician's getting a new rework. We've all seen some of the moves, right? They accidentally were leaked out. There's the bear trap, there's all that. That's cool. The damage they said wasn't right. They were just testing damage. They didn't mean to release it. They're probably upset, but we know what's coming out for that. Now, I personally believe there's going to be more paths. Because they did the poll on the 3 paths. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's more than one. It'd be cool. The Abyss Watcher, that's my bad. Silver Mirror Knight, Hemomancy Abyss, that's kind of cool. Personally, I voted for the Alchemist, right? I gotta admit, Alchemy would be cool. A debuffer that would make it so bosses and whatnot as a whole they just feel more team-based. Like someone can be out there just debuffing the hell out of Vike, right? And then they just make their teammates super overpowered, and that's the way to fight them. That's their way of fighting it for the court, whatever. That'd be cool to see. The Abyss Watcher, I don't know what they're going to do for that, because I don't really know much about it. Hemomancy, I believe, means blood, so it'd be kind of cool. You think like Deep Woken Chaser, right? Obviously, they're different, but like that blood magic would be really cool. I'd like to see it. Maybe you could suck off things from a... Whoa, don't think of it like that, but, you know, like suck the blood out of everyone around them. Maybe, like, vampires would be a really good race to go with that because the life seal, so they suck off and then they get extra. Be cool to see. It could be big, like, AoE move, but doesn't do much damage. Maybe they'll rework Lich to be like that. Or this new class could be kind of like Lich in that way of, like, undead-esque. Now, Abyss would be cool to see, because when I think Abyss, I think of Sylvia, right? with her counter. She has the tentacles. It'd be cool to see a lot of moves combined with that tentacle esque feel. Just would be a completely different class that we haven't seen. Hopefully, a new weapon coming with it. Because they've shown sneak peeks of a few weapons in the past, whatnot. There's pictures, whatnot. Fist, great sword, all that. Be cool to see. Maybe this class is like a great sword with tentacles, whatnot. A fist. Or maybe they're releasing Earthbender Giant Heart with it. So I'm pretty excited personally to see all these new things. In the sneak peeks, they did show a little gold black sun. So I'm hoping it's a Night of the Black Sun rework. That'd be really nice to see because we all know Cosmos is either busted or then they nerfed it and then it was dog shit, right? There's no really reason to progress one. Nobody felt the urge to, yeah, I want a Night of the Black Sun. And let's start new. And they get one, they just don't enjoy it. And they stop enjoying the game because the path that they just progressed to and took the time to progress to just wasn't all of that. And it's disappointing. But that's all that we know so far about the update. That's what I'm hoping comes out. Now we got Raph's music. He worked on a bunch of things. Grateful to him. Schnuckle, Waffle, all the way. Cold, Serenity, everyone that helped on the update. Maybe we should give big props to them, especially once the update comes out. They've been working hard for the past 2 months. I'm pretty excited for the new update, especially mythic items. It'll give me something to grind for. I'll feel that once I get home from work, I'm going to be excited to play Ember Rain, you know? It'll give me a game to play. I'm excited for that. I'm hoping that it's a lot more playable. I'm excited to see the community come back, you know, everyone coming back, general flowing again. Personally, I'm just overall excited for this new update. And that's me just talking about the update, how I feel about it, you know. And yeah, that's all. Hope you guys are excited as I am.